disturbing. I ain't gonna lie. There's been a new lawsuit of sexual assault against the Cleveland Browns' Deshaun Watson. Now, James, I thought this whole situation was put to bed. With the Houston Texans. You know what I mean? When it was big, I thought, okay, he learned his lesson. They gave him, probation. Still, he couldn't really play. I thought he got the when you heard about this lawsuit, man, what were your thoughts about it?
I honestly wasn't terribly surprised, and I think that's because there were, 20-something counts here in Houston.
Yeah.
And they've dropped, like, the criminal part of some of those, but I know there's still, like, civil lawsuits going on and stuff.
Yeah.
So I wasn't terribly surprised. I thought that something from his past was going to creep back up.
Yeah, it always do, man. Like, now, James, I usually give players grace and, for certain things, but this is getting out of line. The fact that this is still brought up and, you're on a whole nother team with this contract. How do you feel about this case? Like, do you feel like this woman or anything, you feel like she's trying to just get some money, or like, how do you feel?
I think Watson is a predator, and I think that, like, goes into a lot of this of, eventually enough is enough, and something's gonna happen.
He obviously didn't learn his lesson from the 2020 with the Houston Texans. And if the allegations is true, then something needs to be done. Like I said, because not only is this affecting the Browns team, but it forms a bad image for the rest of the teams, causing unnecessary problems. They're going to investigate, okay, who all he was. Then, they're going to go back to Houston to be, with some of those players and be like, okay, when Deshaun was here, did you guys see any activity? It just causes problems that don't nobody really care about right now. We trying to see how these teams are playing. Like, this is irrelevant stuff. So, yeah, man, let's kind of see some of the disturbing moments in me reading this article, man. So, and this is from the girl that filed the lawsuit. So she said he started yelling at her when having a hard time finding the apartment. I guess they were supposed to meet up, have dinner, and stuff like that. And then she said when she was fixing her makeup, she walked in on him being naked in her bedroom. That within itself is just, that's it. You know what I mean? It's like how, and then she said he demanded her to massage him in the groin area in the buttocks. Now the buttocks that's kind of weird to me. But yeah, that's just kind of weird to me. And then he made her take off her clothes and forced himself onto her until she was able to escape, and he ran out of her apartment. So I feel like at that point he realized, yo, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like you're a star athlete and you're doing this type of, like, I mean, you already messed it up for yourself, but it's like,
and it's how comfortable he was getting so quickly too.
Yeah,
like it's got to be something that he's done before.
Or like, it's either that or something maybe with his, past or something. You know what I mean? Because there's no way you should be cool, comfortable with that, doing that. You know what I mean? So it was just weird how she described it, but I don't think she's lying. You know what I mean? Because she was really in detail about it. Usually if they weren't, she kind of just give a little 1-2, this happened, but she was in detail with it, James. So based off these allegations and several ones that was filed from different women, what should be done about him, Deshaun Watson?
I was confused why Cleveland had picked him up and gave him that massive
$230 million
fully guaranteed contract.
Yep.
But I guess they did their research and they thought that everything was just fine.
On the wraps. We all thought it was put to bed. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you made a mistake or whatever. You did what you did, but you learned you're not gonna do it again. But bro, he gotta still be doing it. Cause why is this still coming up? You know what I mean? This was happening 2022. That was 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, man, it's serious. But for me, man, what should be done, man, either serious jail time or they need to drop their contract. You know what I mean? Because if a woman is filing something that happened 2 years ago, and that just goes to show you he is still doing that type of activity. Because if it ain't about money, he's still doing something to these women. You know what I mean? That we don't know about. And that first part of me wanted to say, well, maybe she's just trying to get some money, or maybe she's just, trying to get something out of it. But the fact that he has several cases from different women, that's what made me overrule my thoughts. I'm like, nah, man, you deserve whatever you get. Because I can see if it's one, it's like the R. Kelly situation. At first it was just one, and now they making a whole documentary. So it's just like, man, everybody can't be lying. You know what I mean? So, nah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. And just to end it, bro, like, out of this whole situation, who do you feel the most sorry for, and why?
Any of the victims and anyone affected by, predatory behavior in general.
Yeah.
So I hope that they're able to get the justice that they seek, if indeed, what happened. Because I know all of this is still kind of up in the air. We're reading this through articles and stuff, and we don't know
the whole,
exactly. Yeah, we don't know the whole thing, but from what it seems like is he's been doing some bad stuff, and now he's gonna have to answer.
Do you think they're gonna drop a documentary since it's like multiple people?
Of course. Yeah, we'll see something. Maybe on Netflix or
Amazon.
Something
like that. Oh, they quick. Netflix is quick, man. But for me, on a serious note, of course, my heart goes out to all the women that were affected by him and what he was doing. But overall, man, this is really affecting the Browns organization, bro, because you got to think about how much they gave up to get him in 2022. Traded 6 draft picks, 3 of them first round, giving him a $230 million contract extension. So we thinking, okay, bro, you set. You know what I mean? That was one of the largest deals at the time. You know what I mean? But the moral part of everything of this situation, man, that everyone just needs to learn and know, no means no, bro. You know what I mean? And that just goes for anything, not just with sexual, just anything. If a person tells you no.
Listen.
You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah, man. But we're gonna keep you guys updated on him. If they drop a documentary or like whatever the case happens with him. But yeah, man. Whatever happens, happens. We're going to get into our next one, James.
J&J Sports, coming to y'all with more in 2024.